This is the Flourishing Business Podcast. This podcast is for women who are flourishing in business or who want to be. Today, our guest is Reelika Schulte. Reelika is an international business coach with honors degree in business and the founder of Design Dream Lifestyle, where she teaches women from around the world how to use their life experiences to launch their own thriving online coaching business. Growing up in Estonia, Reelika developed an entrepreneurial mindset after watching her parents start their own business after the fall of the Soviet Union. After working in her parents' business and also in corporate finance for over 10 years and running a personal finance blog, Reelika became an expert in balancing the personal and professional. Reelika uses her business background and online savvy to encourage other women in the online coaching field to expand their reach through sales funnels, conversations, lead generation, and passive revenue methods. Reelika's work has appeared in publications like Forbes, Shining Mentor magazine, and the Huffington Post. She loves to speak about finding clients through automated marketing, creating signature coaching programs that sell, and building evergreen global coaching businesses. Before we get started, I want to welcome you to the Flourishing Business Podcast. I am your host, Allison Liddick, owner of Allison Liddick Coaching, where I work with Christian women running their businesses and trying to do it all in life. I am a wife of 19 years, mom of 3 beautiful girls, and I have an unhealthy love of coffee and Ray Dunn. Seriously. But for real, my passion and purpose is helping Christian women flourish in business and life, and to learn how to have supernatural focus on God's plan for their business. It's an honor to get to coach women from all over. I am also the host of another podcast called The Shared Cup, where women share their stories of how they've experienced Jesus Christ work in their lives. Check it out anywhere you listen to podcasts. All right, let's dive into today's episode. Reelika, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me. So excited to be here today.
Awesome. Well, I want to have you share with everyone about your business and what you do.
Sure. So I'm a business coach and I've been running my business almost 4 years now. And I have been helping mostly women coaches to launch and grow their coaching businesses, specifically online. So I help them to create coaching packages. We come up with different marketing strategies that are customized to their business. And then obviously getting clients as well. So they can either quit their job or run a side business on a side and really create their own flexible lifestyle.
Awesome. That's good. So they don't have to already be a coach. They can want to be and come to you and you help them launch everything.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Many women have been maybe like coaching on a corporate position, for example, but something is telling them that they have the vision, their heart, the dream that I want to do something else. And then sometimes they want to create even like a side business, but they have never been like running a business before, or they have never been coaches before.
Yeah. Right. Well, that's so good. That I know so many people that I've talked to as well, they want to do something and they just don't know that next step. So that's so good that you help people do that. So let's talk too about the types of clients. Is there any specific type of client that you like to work with or that you prefer to help over others?
Yeah. So I think the first thing is you have to have entrepreneurial mindset. So if you don't have the business mindset, so you probably shouldn't be running a business.
Okay.
But as far as like, what type of women I've been working with. So there are women who come from coaching schools. So they have got the certifications, for example, but they got the skill set, but they don't know how to put it into action, how to actually now build the business side of that. And then the other type of women are the ones who are on corporate position, who want to continue be like, employees and work, for a good company, but on the same time, they want to do something on a side. So just to create like a side business. And then the third type of people who come to me are the ones that sometimes even like therapists and like people who really run the physical location businesses, that they have the practice. And now they know, especially times like that they know it's a time to go online. And then they just need my help to kind of implement online marketing strategies.
Got it. I bet that was a hot topic with quarantine and everything, because that's something I saw with a lot of people that I work with as well, is they've been wanting to go online, but like kind of scared to step out there on the online space. And then when everything shut down, it's like, well, I guess I have to now. Did you see any type of increase in people going online, or did you help a lot more people get online during quarantine with COVID?
Oh, yes, definitely. So, and I
Yeah.
feel like many people have thought about it because I heard so many women telling me that I've been thinking about that for 5 years, but
Yes.
people really don't like the changes. So, but now when they were forced to do that, so they were kind of pushed online. So they
Yeah.
knew that if I don't do that, so I'm missing out opportunities. So, but
Hmm.
if you actually go in, it's not that scary. It's completely doable for anybody.
Right. Isn't that so us as human beings though? It's like it's if it's something that we haven't done before, it's scary and we're like, "No." But God was like, "Well, guess what? We're just going to make sure that you have to do this thing now." So that's good. So your clients that have gone online, are they doing well with it now?
Oh, yes, because really,
Good.
when you are online, you have access to pretty much a global market because it
Yeah.
really doesn't matter where your clients are. So they could be, different side of the world, for example. And you just have to be clear what it is that you offer for them so that you can
So true.
attract them to your business. But it
Mm.
opens up a brand new market to you.
Right. See, that's so good. Well, I'm glad that you're helping women step out and do that and get online. Like I said, I've helped a couple people do that as well, which is exciting to see. And I know even physicians are doing a lot more telemedicine and stuff like that, where it's like when people were resistant for so long, God forced our hand and said, "Okay, we're doing this thing." That's good. Well, I'm glad that they're having success and it's expanded their business footprint. So,
Yes.
something I wanted to talk to you about too is a lot of the people listening to this podcast are Christian women. Not all are, and that's okay. But something that a lot of Christian women business owners want to really understand is how to make sure that God is a part of your business. I think it's something where a lot of people just aren't sure to where to even start. So, what's something that you have found helps you personally with including God in your business?
Yes, and I feel like maybe this mindset comes from the place that can I actually generate profit in my business? And I don't want to become greedy and like, because we sometimes have the
Yeah.
mindset that rich people are evil, but it's all about like what are you actually doing in your business and how many people you're helping and how do you give back to your community? So
Yeah.
if you do everything with integrity and keep God in mind that I want to be honest. I want to really provide value to my clients. I really want to serve them well. I really want
Yeah.
to help them well. Then there is a ripple effect. So, for example, like, in my business, so if I'm thinking about like helping a woman build a business, so I'm not just actually helping this woman only to build a business, but I'm helping her entire family because if
Hmm.
she is now staying at home, for example, with her kids, or I know that I had a client who was a personal trainer, but now during the COVID time, she lost her in like physical location
Yeah.
but because we built the business online, she has a very successful one right now, and she's able to support
Good.
her entire family. And the ripple effect comes when we go back to communities as well. So, and I believe that there are people who are called from God to be missionaries, but there are also people who are called to run successful businesses to support those missionaries.
Yeah.
So I can say that myself, but also my clients, we all find a way to give back somehow to different charities, whether this is like a healthcare or nature or animals or children or poverty, that we can contribute more like through our businesses. So
That's
if you
good.
keep this in mind, and if you're really thinking about like a bigger picture, so you can run a really successful business and do really good things in the world, and by keeping the God centered in your business too.
I love that. You just said so many good things there. I love the thought too of having some type of a mission or something that you're supporting in addition, just to expand. Because for some reason, we really do that as Christian women. We say, "Oh, well, we're Christians, so we're really not supposed to be making a lot of money." which is not true. I mean, it changes things if your mindset is focused solely on money and you're not looking to God at all. But God wants to bless us financially. That's what he likes to do for his children. And like you said, look at the impact that we could have for God's kingdom by having a successful business and picking missionaries to support or some other organization or organizations. And the impact that you said too on the families, like that is a generational impact too, when they see mom or dad or whoever's running the business giving and supporting other people and including God. So I'm glad you went into that. It's really great advice on how to just shift your mindset on that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you just have to really, believe in abundance. So because that's what really God is providing for us. So, and there's more than enough for everyone.
There is, absolutely. And I don't understand why we do that as Christians, why we limit ourselves. Because if you look back through the Bible, God blessed, King Solomon, King David, Abraham. They all had abundance of cattle and stuff like that equaled money, crops that equaled money back then. But it really is about honoring God and including him. And when we do that, he gives us more, right? We are showing him that we are grateful and thankful for opportunity. So thank you for that. That's great advice for people. So make it bigger than just your business, include God, and pick a missionary or 2 or 3 or 4 to support.
Yes, absolutely.
Very good.
And we can always ask from God, what's the plan? So show me the way, because I've done that so many times that I'm asking just guidance, and then just opportunities just show up. The next day I may get an email from someone who's giving me an offer about something. So, or inviting me somewhere. So, to speak about something, or so that the opportunities just keep coming up. If you are if you open your heart to God, and if you're asking the guidance.
Yes, I love that. I have heard from a couple people that God doesn't really care about business. It's more like the personal side, but it's no, God wants to be involved in every single detail of your life. So just you asking him, God, what should my next step be? That is saying, God, I'm including you in my business and I want you to be a part of it because you're the king of the universe. And he shows up with opportunity, like you said.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that's just a very simple, practical application you can do right now. God, show me the next step. Us just going to him as our ultimate advisor. He knows the next step that we need to take. We don't know. We might think we have it figured out. We have no idea. So another question that I wanted to ask you, and since you help women with getting their businesses started, this is something that I think you could really dive into, is the pricing model. So this is something where people are coming up with their pricing. I feel like, especially with Christian women, we want to really discount our services and barely charge. What is your recommendation for people that are struggling with charging according to their actual worth and not feeling bad about it?
Yes, I see that all the time, because I feel like all of us, we have been trapped into this place one way or the other sometimes. And especially if you're just getting started, it may feel like I don't know how much to charge. But I'm telling you that it doesn't matter if you're just getting started, because you probably have this expertise for years already. So for instance, if I would start a new business tomorrow, so it doesn't mean that my expertise would go to zero. So always just think about what are your credentials, how many years have you actually spent to maybe learn about the techniques that you're teaching maybe to your clients or helping them with, and how much value you can actually bring to the table. Because ultimately we don't want to really charge based on hours, because hourly sessions are more transactional, but we want to really create packages because packages are transformational. So and if you can really think about what is the pain point that your ideal clients have and what's the outcome that they want to achieve, and if you have the roadmap to kind of take them over there, so that should be compensated well. So, and if you create the package, then you really have to see how much time and effort goes into this, and how much value are you really providing to your clients. So what is this worth in a long period of time? For example, like if you are a relationship coach and maybe you're helping a couple to avoid divorce, for example. So you actually end up saving them a lot of like money and headache as well, because like, lawyers are expensive and dividing assets and like, all those pieces. So there is actually like a lifetime value if you can save someone's marriage. So you cannot even put like a real price tag on that. But on the same time, I'm also telling you that if you're just getting started, so like you can start a little bit lower and maybe get a couple clients in, and you can increase your prices as well. So you can go like step by step like that. So start where you're comfortable, because you should be able to communicate your pricing, really well without like any hesitation. Because if you hesitate, your clients can hear that you don't have the confidence in you.
Oh, I'm so glad you brought that up. So even though you might be worth more, if you're not confident in speaking that price, then maybe you shouldn't do it, because people will pick up on that.
Yes. And so really start, somewhere where you know that this is such a great deal for my clients if you're just getting started. And I know when I got started, I had a goal that the first clients I was enrolling in certain price point, the first 2 clients. And then I knew that the next 2 clients, I'm going to increase my pricing because I already had more confidence in myself and I already saw some results as well. So, and, you can go like step by step like that.
Great advice there, because one, dig in and look at that total value that you have. Like you said, Reelika is really good, like the lifetime value. And a lot of our businesses that we have, there's really like a, sky's the limit type of impact, especially for those of us that are helping business owners grow. Like it's hard to even put a price tag on it, but start somewhere and grow your confidence and start to bump it up. But just because you're a Christian does not mean that you do things for free. Like we have to make money. We are running businesses. People understand that. So don't be ashamed to charge more. Like it's okay to do, but I like your advice too. Like if you're not confident with saying the number, then start somewhere where you are confident and then just bump it up from there.
Yeah. And I feel like we as Christian women, I see that quite often we struggle with the idea that, but I want to help everyone. What if they can't pay me? So like, that's the biggest thing. So, but here's my thought process around that. So when you're working with either one-on-one clients or you have a group coaching program, these services should be paid, because you're really helping people, like, like you're trading your time and you're really putting all your heart and effort into this. Now, this doesn't mean that you cannot serve the ones who maybe cannot afford you, or if you want to serve like a bigger audience. But that's where your free content comes in. That's why you should be putting yourself out there through social media, because then you can serve masses, but you're not putting yourself out there for doing like free one-on-one services and things like that. So if you create, maybe like if you're doing Facebook live videos, or if you're creating videos on LinkedIn, or you're doing like a free webinars or challenges, so all those things actually help the audience, and this is for free. So just keep doing this, keep serving like that. So because that's how you can make a bigger impact as well.
I like that advice too. Like it's going to help you putting out the free content, but it's also giving you a resource to send people to that can't necessarily afford you yet. But if they implement some of your free content, maybe they could come back and pay you. But I like that. Like you're not going to give them your one-on-one calls that you give your higher end type of clients, but you're not leaving them high and dry either, because you have stuff out there. I like that tip and trick.
Absolutely.
Love that, Reelika. That's good. Okay. So something else that I hear a lot is just the struggle of being a mom and a business owner, and really limiting ourselves in the fact that we can only be successful at one of those. So I can only be a successful business owner, but if I'm a successful business owner, I can't possibly be a successful mom, or vice versa. What are some tips or some advice that you have for women to show them how they can be successful at both?
Yeah, I definitely feel like, this mindset, like this idea has been in our own head, right? Too
Yeah.
often. But it's not really true because like, yes, I just had a second baby and he's 6 weeks old. So I definitely was struggling the first weeks like a lot with this idea as well. That can I continue with my business or should I just take the time for my baby and just like, just like stay home
Yeah.
and not do any work anymore? But I still felt like the calling. So if you're someone that you're still feeling the calling that I do want to run a business, like this is my passion, this is my goal, this is God has a plan for me, then you just have to create a really good plan and you need to have a support system. There's nothing wrong about asking support. And I think that that's the place where women really like fall apart sometimes because we are proud and we want to do it all. We want to multitask, but it's okay to ask. It's okay to ask the
Yes.
support. So maybe you have a, let's say maybe you have a partner, maybe you have a like family members or friend or someone, or you can even hire the support. So I definitely have delegated a lot of things to my husband as well. So like I know that when I'm working on my business, then he's the one who's supposed to be taking care of our baby, for example, or
Mm.
going to the grocery store, so or cooking something for dinner. So and sometimes we may feel like I'm failing as a mom in that case or as a wife that I cannot do it all, but we are not supposed to be doing it all. So we're just
Right.
supposed to find the balance for that.
That's so
and
good.
and it's just okay to accept that I'm not failing, I'm actually asking support, and that's okay. So and I
Yes.
think that's the biggest thing. The other thing I can add is what has worked really well for me is putting things in my calendar. And when I say I put things in my calendar, I also mean the time with kids, because if I
Mm.
don't put the playtime in my calendar, I'm not going to be playing with my kids. And that's just unfortunate truth.
Yeah.
So, but if
Yep.
I'm really blocking this time out, for example, that, okay, I know that, like every day we're going to go for a walk after school, for example, with my oldest son and then with my baby. If I have this 2 hours blocked out, then I know that nobody can book a call with me on the same time, that there's
Right.
nothing coming up during this period of time.
Mm.
So organize and really get the support that you need to be successful as a mom and also as a businesswoman.
I love how you block the time for playtime. I think that's so important to, it's really being intentional. Like we do it with our
Yeah.
businesses. So why would we not do it with our family?
Yes,
Right.
definitely. Yeah.
That's so good.
And asking support goes also towards the business. Like, for example, like if you have a lot going on in your business, and again, you're not supposed to be doing everything on your own. So
Right.
you can delegate things from your business too. And even if you feel like, well, I'm not in a position yet to hire anybody for my business, there are so many freelancers who just work based on project
Yes.
basis. And like I hired a VA. She's actually from Denmark. And I delegate her like maybe like a 1 or 2 hour work like weekly. So, and that takes out so much workload from my shoulders because she's
Yes.
doing the work that I am not good at, but she's great on that. And so that
Mm.
really like gives me so much freedom in my business that I can wake up in the morning and I have already like, projects in my projects that are done in my inbox.
That's
And
awesome.
so that's just a really good feeling. So find a way to get the support in your personal life, but also in your business.
That's so good. I actually just recently did a video on this, like delegating out that stuff that is a $10 an hour job or
Yeah.
stuff that you just hate doing that's sucking your time. Like you said, your VA is really good at it. Not that you're
Yeah.
not good at it, but it would take you longer maybe.
Yeah.
So delegating that stuff, why not? There are so many services available, so many freelancers out there to help us with stuff in our business. And then in our personal life doing the same thing and being okay with it, which is something I don't know if men do it, but I know women do it. We put
Yeah.
guilt on ourselves for not
Yes.
doing that stuff in the house. I don't know why we do that, but we do. So I'm glad to
Yeah.
hear you have a system in place for that support all the way around. That's good.
Yeah, it's so important because, yeah, like I think we don't talk about that so often, that we want to
Right.
look perfect, that everything is functioning well, but it's okay. And it's okay if the laundry didn't get done today. I can do it tomorrow. So, and
Right.
if necessary, put it in your calendar as well so that you can really kind of be organized and plan these things out.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a great advice too. We do as women, we think we have to be able to do it all, and we don't have to be able to do it all. So if that's like one takeaway, any woman listening to this here, you do not have to know how to do it all, and you don't have to do it all in life and business. We weren't meant to. I mean, if you just look at the kingdom of God, we are all gifted in different ways, like the body of Christ. We need other people to fill in where we are weak, right? So
Yes.
let's hire someone to help us do that, or have whatever type of support system in our life to help with that stuff. So great advice. So you can be successful in as a mom and in business, Reelika. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's
Yes.
so good. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again for sharing all of that. Do you have anything else, any other tips or tricks or any other encouragement you want to share with the women listening today?
The last thing I just want to say is that if you have this, this dream in your heart that that I want to do a business, whatever type of business that is that you're dreaming about, just go all in, because the fear back in our head is always so strong. But if you really take this opportunity, if you ask the guidance from God, trust me, it will work out. It won't be easy, but it will work out.
And that really is faith and truly trusting God. Like if we feel and know that He's calling us to do something, go all in. I just heard a sermon where they were talking about tiptoeing, like when you're coming to the pool and you just kind of tip your toe in a bit, and then other people that will just run in and jump, right? Like they know came to the pool for a reason, they're getting in to swim. So don't be one that tiptoes, dive on in.
Yes.
And if someone is a coach or wants to be a coach to get their business rolling, Reelika, how do they get in touch with you?
Yeah, so you can go to my website, designdreamlifestyle.com, and you can also find a free training over there. So like how to actually build up your business. And you can also find me in social media if you search Reelika Schulte.
All right, perfect. And I'll make sure that all of your links are in the show notes as well. But thank you so much for all that you do in your business and with every single woman that you work with and the impact that you're having on their lives as well as their businesses. And thank you again for coming on and sharing on our podcast today, Reelika.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to give us 5 stars and leave a review to help more women find this podcast. If you are a Christian woman, business owner, entrepreneur, and would like some extra motivation and encouragement, head on over to Facebook and request access to my free Facebook group. It's called Flourishing Business Without Overwhelm. Just put that in the search. You should be able to find it. Thank you again for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next episode.